who's the chair of Louth Society of Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, Louth SPCA.
Good morning, everyone. Yes, we're a society that looks after the less well off, i.e. the animals of our county. We're the only organisation in Louth that has a qualified inspector and a cruelty inspector to go out and investigate. We work out of our kennels in Walterstown in Castle Bellingham. We were founded in 1920. This being our centenary year, we have been hit like every other organisation. We can't put on a celebration. We are trying to come up with new ways to fundraise. All our normal fundraising ideas have gone out the window because most of our fundraising would be done with feet on the street. We do take in every kind of animal, and we do look after, as I said to someone, from a guinea pig to a horse, we will look after them. We take them in, we restore their health, we send them back to new homes. We never ever return an animal where cruelty has been established to been given by the person who we took the animal off. Our biggest case we ever dealt with was in recent years where we rehomed 600 animals of all kind from one facility. We worked with other charities and we were very, very lucky. We worked with Exotic Ireland, who took the vast majority of the animals. These animals came from what was alleged to be a petting zoo beside a well-known restaurant in Louth. We work hard, we play hard, we like volunteers to come. We have, unfortunately, a high turnover of volunteers because our work is emotionally draining at times. It can be physically draining. We could be out covering fields looking for a dog that's escaped or a horse that's in need. We have just like every other organisation, we have ups and downs. You could come to work with us today in the best of form and go home in tears, or you could come in the worst of form and go home full of laughter. I mentioned one particular volunteer we have at the moment who arrived a year ago on a walking stick, hardly able to move, got it very hard to get out of the car to come in. She is above, and to this, at the moment, she's above filling a skip at the kennels. She has got new life out of being around the animals, and it benefited her health as much as it did the animals. She's now our resident gardener. She'll hate me for saying that, so I won't mention her name. But we work hard, we play hard. We have, as I say, ups and downs. We advise anyone who is interested in coming to us, never wear your Sunday best out to us, because you will go home covered in muck and dirt. We ask people to come out to us and give a minimum of a half a day at a time, but prefer if people can do a day at a time. In the kennels, we have only we have two at the moment employed. We have a kennel manager who has come to us, and she initially came to us through TUS, and her job was that good, we kept her on to run the kennels on a part-time basis. So we employ her now on the same hours that she was getting from TUS. We had, up until recently, another girl doing the other half of the week, for the want of a better word, but she now has gone to college. We totally need volunteers through the winter. Summertime is great. There's plenty of people off work, plenty of people off school, and we never seem to get short of candidates. As the slide shows you there, we need volunteers who are not afraid to get their hands or their clothes dirty. You come in, You get to clean kennels. First job in the morning you do actually is you let the dogs out in their runs. You clean their kennels. You feed the dogs. You move on to the cattery. Again, you clean them out. You let them out. We have an outdoor run. You let them out, clean them out, and you feed them. Any bedding that has been soiled or needs cleaning is taken out to be washed and replaced with fresh. We then go in and have a cup of tea. Very important part of the job is have the cup of tea. Any dogs that needs walking are walked. Any cats or kittens that needs special attention gets it done there and then. Someone will dedicate their time to go in and sit with a troubled cat or a kittens that need socializing. We get a lot of kittens that are born wild, in the wild, and unfortunately, if a kitten is not handled within the first 5 days of being born, it will have fear of human. So we have a barrier to come over with most kittens that come to us, but we get through it. We have general maintenance and odd jobs which are that are constant, as in any facilities. We have breakdowns. We have washing machines. I think we go through an average of 3 washing machines a year because all our clothes, all our beds are heavy and the machines just cannot take them. We can't afford to put in an industrial machine because of the expense involved. So we always have people needed. We have fundraisers. If people are not for people who are not available or not able to work with animals or find it too distracting, we constantly, like any charity, we need fundraisers. Our actual expense on average every year is 65,000 without any unexpected maintenance work to be done. Of that 65,000, we get a grant from the government, from the Department of Agriculture, of 23,000, which leaves a big hole of nearly 40,000 minimum to be raised. Last year we were lucky and we had come up ahead of schedule and we had money in reserve, which was a blessing because as we went into this year, we were absolutely shattered. We've had 2 fundraisers the whole year, bringing in between them 4,000. We do get donations from people who adopt a dog, a cat, a guinea pig, a horse, whatever. We have had goats this year. As I said, we've had guinea pigs. We tend to work with Holly's Horse Haven when it comes to the horses because they are better suited for looking after horses. So when it comes to fundraising, we need people who can come up with new ideas. We have a committee of about 12 people, but at this stage, most of us have been around for 5, 6, 10 years, 15 years, whatever, so we run out of ideas. Our committee members, this year now especially, we have lost through ill health or other reasons. I think it's 5 committee members leaving our role, our committee very, very stretched. And like every other organisation, we've not been able to hold our AGM this year, which we hope to do next week, barring Louth doesn't go into phase 3. We are particularly in need of a treasurer. We did have a beautiful girl who came to us through Louth volunteering. She was a Polish lady, but she has gained employment herself and just finds that her work is just putting too much pressure on her. But she had revolutionised our way of looking at money, so it was a pity to lose her. We, as a society, that we do need committee members. So if you think you could sit on a committee and help us, well and good. Tradespeople, as I say, referred to earlier, electricians, plumbers, carpenters, builders, you name it.
Sorry, Paul, you went on to mute there for a second.
I'm trying to unmute him and I can't.
I think we're at the end, near enough.
Yeah, how's that now? We're back again.
Yeah, you're back. Yeah.
We're intending to build a brand new cattery this year. Again, if it can be done voluntary, we would save an awful lot of money. If we've only to supply the material, we would do well. For that, we will need builders, we will need electricians, plumbers, and carpenters. Every one of them is up there. So again, as I say, we just constantly need volunteers. It is hard work. You can come in full of joy and go home in tears when you see some of the animals that have been brought into us from one reason or another. And as I say, you can come in the worst of form and go home. I refer to one man now that is not with us, but he runs a rescue for St. Bernard's only. And the man was involved many years ago in a very severe road accident. His painkiller now is when he gets pain, he goes out into the big room with his dogs, turns a bucket upside down, and the dogs gather around him. The man has not taken a painkiller in the last 7 years. The dogs draw the pain out of him. So there is great benefit of working with animals all the time. Your work would be appreciated. And please, if you can spare us time, we will have a job for you. Thank you very much.
That's great, Paul. Thank you so much. I'd just like to say to all the participants, we actually didn't prompt any of the organisations to talk about the well-being aspects of volunteering, but it's naturally coming up because that is what volunteering is about. It's very interesting there to the health benefits that you talked about there, Paul, the difference that, like, it's not the engagement with the animals and what you can get out of that as well. So I'm going to hand over now